Hi guys, welcome back to the 31 Days of Yuletide Tarot. My name is Meg and I have a new reading for you. This is for day 28. Before I get started, I would like to make mention that links to the deck I'm using as well as the spread will be in the description below along with my social media. If you'd like to get a hold of me outside of YouTube, go ahead and do so. But if you'd like to stay on YouTube, please consider hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you can be in the loop as to when I post new content like this. I do other vlog style videos, so if you guys want to see more, go ahead and take a look at my channel if you're interested. I'm happy to have you. So, to get started, this spread is for Christmas, for Yule. Most of these spreads have been, but this first card that I drew is going to represent the end of the Mayan calendar. And for this, I drew the King of Stones, or the wolf. And here, this card talks about how you have a love of the land, of your natural surroundings. And oftentimes this love is, this is what's motivating you to do what you do. You're often looking to others for wisdom and knowledge. And you also have values that have been handed down to you from past generations. And so you're very much about traditional ideals and values. And you're also in a place of security, and thus you are able to be loyal to a cause that you feel powerful, feel very strongly for. So here, you're very much about nature, and maybe that means preserving it. Maybe that means helping people that might need help. And it can be a very difficult time of the year for a lot of people. So, maybe volunteering your time at maybe a homeless shelter or doing something that you feel passionate for, now's the right time to do it, because you have these things that you're feeling. You have these things underneath you, these values and ideals that help you move your cause ahead. So that is the end of the Mayan calendar as represented by the King of Stones. This next card represents the start of a new age. And for this, I drew the Ace of Bows, or the Spark of Life. And I think this is pretty cool because to me, this card indicates a new beginning. And we're coming up to the end of an old year. We're leaving an old decade behind, even 2019 to 2020. Wow, that's pretty cool. And here, because there's something that's sparking to life again, there's warmth, and there's a flame that's coming alive, maybe in you for a creative endeavor, maybe in a project that you've started in the past whatever years you started this project in, and now it's coming back and it's moving forward. And whatever's happening to start this thing for you, it's happening now. And there's a human element here too, because it suggests there's a partnership between yourself and your environment, what you're surrounded by, and it's giving you its gifts, it's giving you its abundance, and you're taking those gifts and mastering them and maybe giving back to that, to that environment. So, like I said, maybe you're volunteering in a homeless shelter. Maybe they're going to say, you know what, you're doing really good. Why don't you stay on a little longer than a volunteer? Why don't you stay on and help us? And whatever that might mean, whatever that environment you find yourself in, you're being given gifts, and hopefully you can return them as well. So that is the start of the new age as represented by the Ace of Bows. This next card I drew is going to represent the darkest night. And here I drew the card for balance. And this card here is talking about how the balance between the human element and the natural element is vital. And so too must we be balanced as well. And because we're in such, we're in such a busy time, I don't know about you guys, but I've spent the last week wrapping presents and going to parties and all of this. Let's take a break. If we can manage to find a little bit of time, let's take a break. It's a perfect time to rest and to contemplate who we are at this time, where we've been, what we're doing now. If we can take a break, if we can find a moment to just sit back and take a deep breath and look back in what we've been through, we're going to find that we're seeing beyond the present situation. Like I said, I spent the last week wrapping presents. Looking ahead, I know I'm going to be giving these presents to my family, and they're going to be opening them and hopefully appreciating them as much as, I appreciated making them making the presents for them. So, and that's a very basic example. I hope you find some meaning for you in this card. But now is the time to rebalance and reset if you're feeling off. And, once you do rebalance and once you regain yourself, you're going to have access to your higher self. And that's really special and very important. So blessed be for that. This is the card representing the darkest night. And this is the card for balance. This next card I drew represents the dawn of a new year. And for this, make sure, a minute, yes. This card is the Forest Lovers. This is the card I drew for this part of the spread. And here it represents how a balance between two opposites can be achieved. So here we're talking about what to do to get this balance. So balance your humanity and your natural selves. Here the balance has been achieved, and it talks about, I feel like there's duality here. Obviously we have male and female. Maybe they're polar opposites. Maybe one's more extroverted, the other's more introverted. Either way, the energy of this card suggests that balance has been achieved. And it also suggests that love is a universal, it's a universal gift. And if you're generous of heart, you're going to receive that in return. There's harmony here, there's healing, and there's also creative forces at work here too. When you bring the light of love, however you express your love, when you bring that expression to a project, to a situation, it's going to help illuminate the dark places. It's going to give you warmth, and it's going to help you become, I feel it's going to help a person become who they're meant to become. So that is the card for the dawn of a new age, and this is represented by the Forest Lovers. So this next card I drew is asking us to release. What do we need to let go of? Release, maybe you're metaphorically holding your breath for something. Time to release it. The card I drew for this is the Green Woman. And here she's this again, a repeat card, so really quick. Here she's representing, she's coming to you at a time where you're learning a lot, you're safe, you're applying that knowledge. And what's cool about the Green Woman is that she helps to mediate she mediates the energy between yourself and the natural world around you. But there's a responsibility with her when she shows up for you, because she's asking you to give back what you're receiving. So if you're receiving knowledge, if you're learning, teach it to somebody else. If you're healing yourself, help somebody else heal. If you're in a situation where you're basically just give back what you've earned, because the energy that she brings is living through you, and it's helping. It will help others if given back. So that is what to release, as represented by the Green Woman. Just a moment. Prepared this a little bit better. So this next card I drew is the Page of Arrows, or the Wren. And here this is representing what you need to potentially accept. So accept, if you were giving before, now it's time to accept something. And here, again, this is representing study and application of that study. You're also, here you might also be obtaining wisdom and understanding. And you have a youthfulness about you and a determination to do things. These things are going to carry you forward, because you have growing skills that are coming. You have growing skills that are coming to you, and now's the time to hone them, to use them, because here, I feel like this is saying you're coming into your own, and because you are applying what you're learning. So that is the Page of Arrows, as represented by the Wren, and this card represents what you can accept. And finally, this last card is what this season is bringing you. The actual prompt is your Christmas present, but I'm taking this to mean what the entirety of the season is bringing you. And this is represented by the Three of Bows, or fulfillment. Here you are gaining nourishment from a spiritual source. You are obtaining inner security. You're joyful. There are goals and desires that are being reached. And here you're also emotionally secure, and you have a sense of completion about a situation. I'm going to interpret this for myself as being, we've been through a hard journey, and we've been tested emotionally and physically, and now we're at the end of a road, and we can finally breathe and be restful. So that is what is being given to you this time of the year, as represented by the Three of Bows, or fulfillment. So that is it for this reading, guys. I hope to see you in the next one. As usual, everything is linked in the description below. And if you would like to see more from me, go ahead and click subscribe, as well as the bell button. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you in the next one, guys. Mwah. Blessed be.